I've left my coffee. Pause would be nice. Metallica, Hit the Lights from the first album. Remastered, Spotify recommended it to me. Whatever. I've fixed an old pair of headphones today. Marley Positive Vibrations V2s? Positive Vibration 2s? I don't know. Old school pair of Bluetooth headphones I've had for years. I've had a few pairs. They're alright. Nice because you can just plug in any old 3.5mm cable and just use them as a regular pair of headphones. But I had these in storage for ages, and as you walk along, you get this thud in the left ear cup. I took them apart today. I'm just like, what is that thud? I have a theory. It's the battery. It was the battery. The battery's held in place with like double-sided tape, and the sticky of the double-sided tape has just kind of ganked out over the years, and yeah, so just woohoo! Now I've got the headphones that don't go because I have a limp, and when I on my left foot, the battery goes into the side of my head. It's like, gotta listen to my tunes, and I quite like those headphones. Oh mate, 2022 is a year I think most of us thought was going to be decent, that we now can't wait to see the back end of. Like the other side of it can't come quick enough. I wonder how many people thought 2022 was going to be their year. How many people thought 2022 was going to be like the second coming, the chance everyone was going to have to get everything back on track, because we'd had terrible years prior. 2020 and 2021, everyone, just the whole world grinds to a halt and things start to ease off. 2021, 2022 is going to be that fresh year, the second coming of life. We all get to do what we want, and you know, coming to the end of it, I don't think anyone I don't think anyone got to really do what they thought that they would be able to do. The bad stuff just kept on coming, kept on happening. I was like, when do we get a break? You don't. I know I didn't. I know my family didn't. I know from talking to a bunch of my friends recently, they didn't. I am so sure that everyone who got their hopes up now is just begging for this year to end, to go away. I know that 2023 isn't going to give people the fresh start they were hoping for, because it's just a number rolls over, right? The problems of yesterday move on to today if you haven't solved them. But, so interesting day. It didn't go quite how we had planned, to be fair. My baby boys are sick. Brown bread sick, which for me and my eldest son, being sick this time of year is par for the course. My eldest has tanked hardcore, really hardcore. He's on buckets of antibiotics. He's taken regular painkillers. He's got a couple of nasty infections, like he's got like a sinus infection all on his chest. His head is just really not, it's not his friend right now. My youngest is just really dry and like, I don't know, he's got the chainsawy sandpaper throat. We're hoping that doesn't get any worse for him. Wife feels rotten, and it's just, oh God, just give us a break. And then our in-laws come round. Well, my in-laws come round, the wife's family come round. We haven't seen them in a wee while. It's not been a particularly great year for them either, and just, you know, being able to sit and catch up with them. And Christmas is usually the time of year where everyone's like, yeah, December, Christmas, let's all jump up and down and be happy and that. But just to see so many people run into the ground and just thinking, I'm not feeling it this year. I don't blame anyone for feeling that way. I get it. You know, it's not necessarily a bad thing to take a step back this year and just recharge just because it's Christmas doesn't mean you have to put on a show. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be all tinsel and lights and the decks everywhere, lots of money being splashed around and that. Just step back, just look at everything and go, what is it I really want? What is it I really need? And focus on, I think, recovery and healing at the moment. It's quite sad to just see what the last couple of years have really done for people, and the pressure doesn't really start to show. At least I've seen the pressure hasn't really. You haven't really been able to see it until, or the damage is done until it's just kind of come off. Because, as I say, we've all come out of these lockdowns and things thinking that we'd be able to just get back on with life, but there's still a recovery time from all that downtime, and I don't know how many people managed to get done this year what they thought they were going to do. I don't know how many people managed to hit the ground running in 2022. Everyone's drained, everyone's tired, and it's not bad to feel drained. It's not bad to feel tired. It's not bad to feel a bit, ugh, at this time of year. It isn't. Talking to my mother-in-law, and she's like, I'm just not feeling it. I was like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's still so much to do. I get it. But there's nothing wrong with just feeling that way. There's nothing wrong with feeling overwhelmed. I understand how people feel if they want to see the back end of this year as quickly as possible. They want to see other side of it. Get over there, mate. You're done. We're finished. No time for you anymore, 2022. I got into a couple of calls with mates today. I was supposed to live stream and hang out, but just the day got completely flipped. I ended up hanging out after the in-laws left. They were here for quite some time and we chatted and all that, and they got to see the kids because I haven't got to properly see the kids in a wee while and all that. And we ended up just kind of loafing, watching Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad in dub, which is weird, an anime about music, kids starting a band, and watching it in dub is very, very, very weird. Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad, is originally Japanese, and some of the characters speak in English, American English, and when the characters speak in English, American English, there's Japanese subtitles that come up so that the Japanese viewers can understand what the characters are saying, right? But it's American English the way the Japanese think we speak, and with pretty heavy Japanese accents on top of the English, and sometimes that's pretty brutal. But when you watch the dub of it, in most cases they don't actually acknowledge when the foreigners are speaking English. So all of a sudden everyone can just understand everyone else, but all of a sudden you've got this random kid that all of a sudden feels really nervous, and you're like, why do you feel nervous? But the way they'd written around the translation, because obviously everyone is speaking English from dot one, right? The way they wrote around the idea that everyone is speaking the same language, therefore should understand everyone. It's not like one of those games or one of those TV shows where you can clearly hear people speaking in English, but they're supposed to be speaking in a foreign language or whatever. The way they wrote around it, pretty clever, to be honest. So we finished watching that, and it was neat. And then we just got to the end of the day, and I'm going to pretty much say the same thing on New Year's Eve too. I am really just hoping that people they can kick this funk, or hopefully start to feel better soon. Hopefully kind of get all of the things that have been weighing them down in order. But not to feel guilty for feeling weighed down, tired, lethargic, all that kind of stuff. Because just sometimes you just have to. And the pressure has finally been lifted off, and you're like, but you're so exhausted that now, you've actually started to crumble. Now the pressure is off. Now you've been freed, you just don't know what to do. Not what I want to talk about today, but I don't want to go into any mega details, man, because it's other people's private shit. But as I say, just with health and family, and some people have work issues, and I mean, like in my family's case, we still haven't got any idea at the end of 2022. All the things that we thought that we were going to do, that everyone thought they were going to do, just have been put on the back burner. I'm curious, what were people planning to do when lockdown and all that finished? What were people planning to do when life got back on track? Were people going to go, because a lot of people's lives got put into perspective. What were the changes that you were going to make? Did you manage to make any of them? I don't know. But I'm heading off. Got plans for tomorrow, albeit they're really stupid and simple. I'll see you all, with a bit of luck, in the next one. I need to, at some point, put up what it's like actually doing these little, like, take-to-camera videos, because you'd have no idea. You think, he just sits there and yammers at a camera for 20 minutes and then just uploads it pretty raw, right? You would have no idea how many times I get interrupted during these things. Camera runs for like an hour at times. Just for like 15 minutes of camera thing. That's why everything's so incoherent. Like, why is he repeating himself again? He said that like 10 minutes ago. Because I fucking forgot, because I've had to go over there. See ya.